Let's just talk about the versatility of a guy like Jamion Lewis. It's hard enough to get passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown once. He did it twice.
That's good. We like that. We like that a whole bunch. Again, you know, he was a former high school quarterback when we recruited him, so we knew he could throw the football a little bit, but he's vertically challenged, if you know what I mean. He's a little shorter than most of our quarterbacks. So, I mean, his quickness and his ability to catch the ball, we knew he was a playmaker in high school, and he's showing us that he's making those plays again.
I know he initially came in as a corner. I would imagine you were one of the ones fighting for him to be on the offensive side. Can you walk us through that decision process?
He came in and with the ability to play on both sides of the ball. We saw him play in high school. He was a quarterback. He was very versatile. He led his team to a state championship, so there's a lot of qualities there that you look for. And when the ball was in his hands, it was really exciting. And, you know, when you watch him, he's got a great change of direction and startup, so it's really good. We're really happy to have him on.
Does your heart jump in your throat when you call a trick play like that, or does it?
Yeah, well, anytime that happens, you kind of roll the dice at times. You know?
Right.
It was a great execution by Jamion and Dak. You know, when Dak caught the ball, there was one guy still there. It was way back, and he made him miss, got in the end zone. It was a nice deal. It really was. They executed the play.
Les, how do you evaluate the offensive line, especially with the amount of injuries that you've had at that position, and just with the new guys that have come in?
They're doing good. We've had a lot of new names, a lot of new people in there, and they're doing a nice job. You know, it's hard when you're sticking in different people because we've had some injuries, but they've done a nice job. We just got to keep going.
I know you worked a lot with the quarterbacks.
I hope so.
Kind of talk about where Dak's come in his first 2 years. I know he's gotten a lot more comfortable in the pocket.
He really has. He's done a nice job throwing the ball. I mean, you know, he's making good reads. If you watch Dak, the ball comes out of his hand quick. He doesn't hold on to it long, which he has a gift for that. I think that's really good for him. The only thing that we've kind of been on him ragging a little bit about throwing the bubbles. You know, he's thrown a couple of them in the dirt, a couple over here, but you know, he's feeling better about them, and we're working him, so it's become better for him.
Dan talked a little bit of play calling today. How was the process between you and him, like in game, when a play needs to be called and stuff?
You know, Dan calls the play. He'll ask me. I'll tell him. If he likes it, I mean, you know, it goes that way. And you know, the thing we've got to do is we've got to keep everything going for our kids. You know, and I've said this many times. We go in that meeting room and we go through it by every first down, third down, red zone, every situation. Our kids pretty much know what's going to come out. You know, I mean, it's a matter of execution. I mean, when you go back and you look at the beginning of the year compared to the end of the year, you know, one of the things that we mentioned to you guys was a large amount of MAs early in the year, and we've deleted those. You know, when you start deleting that, you're giving a chance for the play to develop and happen.
How do you get the wide receivers that aren't vertically challenged maybe more into the game, and how do they step up? You know, who needs to step up in your mind?
They've done a good job. I mean, they really have. They're young guys stepping in. I think all of them have done a nice job. We just got to keep improving. We're getting in the meat of our schedule. I mean, we're starting to face some really good competition, and we need to, you know, it's about making plays. I wish I could tell you, you know, you put them in a position and you go out there, y'all know this. I mean, it's nothing crazy. You put them in a position to make plays, and got to make plays.
Coach Mullins,